Hi, Marcus. How difficult a series was this for you guys from the standpoint that you took the lead early in so many games and Houston kept finding a way to come back and regain the lead time and time again?
Yeah, I mean, you start to realize, after the first game that any lead early in the game is not enough, either side. We got out to a lead a couple times. They got out to a lead around the fourth inning and just doesn't feel safe, maybe in the regular season or we're in Oakland where the ball's not traveling as well. But in this series, you just have to keep adding on. And they did that today. They kept adding on, and we couldn't catch them. But, that was the kind of series it was, and it easily could have flipped. We had a couple innings where we could have, tacked on some runs and didn't happen, and that's how it goes.
Marcus, obviously this game just ended, but have you reflected on the fact that this might have been your last game in an A's uniform? You think about things like that at all on a day like today?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that in, the wild card series when we were elimination game. I'm pretty logistical. I understand what's going on with, everything, and our backs were against the wall a couple times here in the playoffs. And, you put that jersey on, you take the field. I took the field in the bottom of the eighth. I'm like, is this my last time playing shortstop for this team? I don't know. I've never been in this position. I've always been, with Oakland or, before with the White Sox. This is just, new to me. So I haven't taken that much time to, think about all that stuff. But, that was pretty much what I was thinking in the bottom of the eighth.
Martin Gallegos.
Marcus, that ball you hit before, I think it was the seventh inning where it died out at the warning track. Did you feel like that one was going out? And just that fight you showed in the ninth inning, I mean, does that kind of characterize what type of team this team is?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as hot today, and the breeze started picking up the wrong way. I knew right when I hit it, I knew the scoreboard said I hit it 100 at a 34, and I'm always looking at those numbers and seeing how, if it's hot, maybe it goes, but not today. And then Tucker hit one that probably would have went as well the next inning, and it didn't. So, in the last inning, that's what we do. We make it tough on the closer. We've seen that guy a lot. We've seen Presley a bunch. We know kind of what he's going to do. It was a little tough to see with the shadows, but we grinded out some at-bats and tacked some on. And, hey, if KD hits a homer there, it's 11-9. Who knows what happens? But we always feel like we're in that game.
Shayna Rubin.
Hi, Marcus. The season obviously just ended, but how do you reflect on such a strange roller coaster ride of a year?
Yeah, I mean, once we got into the playoffs, it just felt like a new season. For me, I just tried to, work on what was, going well for me at the plate and continue to work on that. I think that with it being such a short season, a lot of us are still gonna, we might get right to work this offseason just because the timing is different. They say you should take time off, but I think that we've already had our time off during quarantine. So I'm probably going to get creative here this offseason and, change the way I work out and do all that stuff with the timing this offseason. But we just have to build off what we did here in the playoffs. We played some good ball. We had some injuries. We didn't have Chapman. But we still made things work. We played some good ball, but we ran into an offense that was really hot.
Marcus Thompson.
Marcus, the last couple of years previously, you ended the year feeling like, you didn't really put together the best effort or just wasn't like A's baseball. Does this year feel different? Do you feel like this was a good representation of who you guys are?
Well, our goal is to win the World Series. So I think that when you lose in the ALDS, it's not exactly where you want to be. We knew that we had the pieces to go further, and our goal was always a World Series. But can't hang our heads. We played good baseball. We were 2 seed in a short season. Our bullpen was great. Our pitching was great. the bats during the regular season, weren't as hot as years past, but in the playoffs we turned it on. So that's, those are things that you build on for next year. But we showed some fight. These guys, the Astros, they have that playoff experience, but I feel like we were hanging with them in every game. And, that's how it goes. It was a tough game today, kind of a blowout loss, but, those games happen. It's just tough timing for us.
Time for two more. Ron Proychik.
Marcus, you mentioned the starting pitching has been pretty solid this season, and the playoffs starters had trouble going more than 4 or 5 innings. How encouraged were you early? It seemed like Frankie really had his good stuff. Did you think he was sort of bucking that trend? And what do you think happened with the starters? Were they a little nervous? Obviously, they're younger players. I'm curious your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's stuff looked pretty good. I think that when you face a team like the Astros, who we've seen a lot this year and in years past, they're familiar with our guys too. So there's certain counts where they may sit on certain pitches. I don't know if Correa was sitting on a breaking ball, but he definitely stayed back. And those are just things that he probably saw in the past off Frankie, and he got it, and those are things that we do against other teams that we've seen a lot too. So it worked out for them, but we have a good staff. I think the league knows that. Every time a guy gets on second base, they talk about how good, our guys are, and, we're a good team, and, experience is key. I think this experience will make all of our guys better. I've never seen a guy, throw a lot of innings in the playoffs or, get more experience and not get better from it. I'm talking about Bassett, Montas, all these guys. They're going to get better, and they're already really good. So I'm looking forward to watching them.
And we'll end with Matt Kawahara.
Hey, Marcus, you mentioned at the start that it felt like no lead was really safe in this series. Just with the way that the ball was flying and just all of the home runs that were hit, what was it like to be a part of games like that? What was the feeling? How did that affect the dynamic of these games, just the sheer number of home runs?
Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit is that the hitters have adrenaline too. So, if you connect with the ball and you already have a lot of adrenaline, good things can happen. But yesterday, I think the first 3 games, it was, if you barrel it in the air, it's got a chance. I think today, the home runs that were hit were legit. Those balls were crushed. And it played a little bit more true. We saw that on my ball. But that's more what we're used to in Oakland. You really got to, barrel it up to get it. But every field's different. That's why that's what makes this league fun. Is you go to different ballparks and see how it flies, and you adjust from there.